Hey, this is John with Average John Fishing. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to be talking about a handheld depth finder. And now a lot of people with small boats, they may have a hard time using electronics on their boat, whether it's in a john boat, a kayak, a canoe. But there's a lot of options out there these days with cheap, handheld, battery-powered depth finders. Today I'm going to go ahead and review one for you guys. This is the Luckylaker depth finder. Included in here we've got our monitor, our transducer, a bracket, and a strap. This just takes 4 AAA batteries. So let's go ahead and unbox this, see what we've got, and start testing it out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and unbox this bad boy. Make sure that none of the packaging goes anywhere. Okay, so right off the bat, I've opened this up before, but here's the receiver. It's small, it's rubberized, fits in the palm of your hand pretty well. And you've got this very long cord that goes here to the transponder, the transducer. Let's go ahead and get some batteries in this and to turn it on, see what we've got. All right, so power is up. Let's see here. I'm gonna get some line out so I can go ahead and put this in the water a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Now I'm gonna see if I can change this over. Oh, look, there's some fish. All right, so we're marking some fish. They're going underneath the boat, and they're down at the bottom here. It looks like it's a rocky bottom. And everything is like pre-recorded, so it's not like, you know, it's gonna move around you know, in this directly. So this is a, see if we got a couple more. I wonder if there's a bunch down there now. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rig up some bait. Now the way I want to do this, in order to give this a fair shot, is I'm going to go ahead and use natural bait. And I'm not a big fan of natural bait. If you've watched me for a while, you know that I like to fish artificials, chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, crankbaits, etc. But I don't think that this is really, it really gives this a chance to shine if I'm only using artificials. You know, you never really know what's down there. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put on, I'm actually gonna use hot dog. I'm gonna use some hot dog here. So I'm gonna go ahead and rig up some hot dogs, and we're gonna drop this down, and we're gonna see if we can get some of these fish that we're marking to bite. So far, I'm not really sure. The depth finder seems to be measuring the depth fine. As I'm going in where I expect deeper water to be, it's showing deeper water. If I'm going into shallow water, it's showing shallower. It's having a hard time with mixed bottoms. So it might show big rocks, and you know, I'm dragging through there and I'm getting a lot of weeds. And then when I'm moving, I'm seeing a lot of fish marks. But I don't know if that is actually fish marks or if it's just the depth finder picking up rocks and weeds and miscalculating them as fish. So I think I'm gonna move. If there are fish over here, they don't seem to be biting. Let's throw the chatterbait behind the boat. Maybe we'll get something to commit. Yeah, just looking at the depth finder here, we're in 3.5 meters. That's about 14, 15 feet maybe. Now it's light weeds and it gotten deeper. Now we're in like almost. So yeah, the fall, all that area was all choked with weeds. Shallow weeds. Now they're all gone. Cause I'm catching something. I don't care what it is. Super skittish. I think this is it. I'm gonna try one more area before we get out of here, but it's pretty rough. Okay, so probably didn't get a lot of footage today of me using this depth finder, this fish finder from Luckylaker. Problem is, you get what you pay for with this thing. It is cheap and it works cheap. I just don't think the computing power that's in here is strong enough to understand changes at the bottom level to accurately portray on the screen. I was tagging tons of fish, but it more than likely seemed like weeds that this thing was picking up as and telling me that was fish, especially with mixed bottom. When you had rock and weeds, it would pick the weeds out of the rock and call those fish. When I went in shallow, I was only in a few feet of water and it was picking up tons of fish, but really it was just picking up all the weeds I was going over. This works great as a depth finder. If you want to know what depth you are, and that way you know what lure to accurately throw. You know, for instance, if you want to know if you're in 10 feet of water, 15 feet of water, 20 feet of water, if you want to throw a crankbait or whatever, this is great for it. You can figure out that pretty quickly. To actually know if you're tagging fish or not, I'm not sure if it's worth your time. There's probably some better ones out there. However, this might work well for ice fishing. If you're completely stationary and a fish swims through, it should be able to mark that, especially if it's off the bottom. But anything tight to the bottom, you know, it could be weeds, it could not be weeds. It's really tough to tell, and you could be wasting a lot of your time casting to something that's just not there. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I recommend this if you're using it for ice fishing. I don't recommend it for regular boat fishing, kayak fishing, canoe fishing. That's been my review of the Luckylaker Fish Finder. This has been John with Average John Fishing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.